Hello, today we will explore the Supreme Court and High Courts of India, the backbone of our judicial system. Let's begin. Did you know the Indian judiciary has a long history? In 1773, under the Regulating Act, the Supreme Court of Judicature was set up at Calcutta. Later, the High Courts Act of 1861 replaced earlier Supreme Courts with High Courts. In 1935, the Federal Court of India was established. Finally, in 1950, the Supreme Court of India was inaugurated.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Why was the Supreme Court of India set up only in 1950?
Good question. That's because after India's constitution came into force in 1950, we needed a final authority to interpret it. That's why the Supreme Court was set up on 28th January 1950. A Supreme Court is the highest judicial authority in India. It is the final interpreter of the Constitution. Established 1950 composition. Ma'am, may I ask something? Of course, go ahead. What does the Constitution Bench do? Excellent. The Constitution Bench handles important cases related to constitutional interpretation, like disputes on fundamental rights or center-state relations. Chief Justice plus up to 34 judges benches. Division Bench handles routine cases. Constitution Bench deals with constitutional matters.
Ma'am, may I ask something?
Of course, go ahead.
What does the Constitution Bench do?
Excellent. The Constitution Bench handles important cases related to constitutional interpretation, like disputes on fundamental rights or center-state relations. The Supreme Court has multiple powers. Original jurisdiction, center-state disputes. Writ jurisdiction, Article 32, protects fundamental rights. Appellate jurisdiction hears appeals from lower courts. Advisory, Article 143, advises the President. Court of record punishes for contempt of court. Also, the retirement age for Supreme Court judges is 65 years. The High Courts were set up under the Indian High Courts Act 1861. The first High Courts were in Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras. Composition: Chief Justice plus other judges, appointed by the President. Benches: Single bench, simple cases. Division bench, important cases. Full bench, major legal issues.
Ma'am, can I ask one more thing?
Sure, go ahead.
What is the retirement age for High Court judges?
Good that you asked. High Court judges retire at 62 years. High courts have original jurisdiction, like election disputes. Appellate jurisdiction, appeals from lower courts. Supervisory jurisdiction, Article 227, over subordinate courts. They also perform judicial review and protect fundamental rights. Let's summarize the key differences. First, jurisdiction. The Supreme Court has authority over the entire country. High courts, on the other hand, have authority only within their specific state. Second, number of judges. The Supreme Court has the Chief Justice of India plus up to 34 judges. In contrast, each high court has a different number of judges depending on the state. Third, retirement age. Judges of the Supreme Court retire at 65 years of age. But High Court judges retire earlier, at 62 years. And lastly, final authority. The Supreme Court's decisions are final and binding, but if someone is not satisfied with the High Court decision, they can appeal it to the Supreme Court.
Ma'am, may I clarify something?
Of course.
What does writ mean?
Great question. A writ is a legal order. The Supreme Court and High Courts can issue writs like habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari, and quo warranto to protect people's rights. Today, we covered the Supreme Court and High Courts of India, their history, structure, powers, and key differences. Thank you for learning with me. Keep growing, keep learning.